Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to part two of having fun with Homer J. All right, so question three is a rather fun question.
Good.
One that should not take you 10,000 minutes to explain.
All right, good.
Okay, what versus card do you like the best?
Ouch. Wow, what is my favorite versus card?
Yep.
Boy, I wish you'd have let me know this ahead of time.
Is this going to turn into a 10-minute discussion then?
No. It's going to be hard to pick one. I mean, we're at I think we just broke 4,000 with the MUN previews, so it's been pretty hard to pick one. I would say right now my favorite card is Wally West, the fastest man alive.
What would you say that you like about it?
One of the things that I love about Versus and one of the reasons why, I mean, like I said, I played Magic for 13 years, that I quit Magic was there was no substance to the cards. They were in Magic. They were just, it's like the new art, the new text. You just played the game, and you didn't really care anything about the piece of cardboard you were holding. You didn't care about the story. Didn't care about anything. And Versus, from the get-go, tried so hard, and it's gotten better and better and better to put the flavor of the character into the card. When you play a Spider-Man card now, it feels like Spider-Man. Captain America in the new set is so obviously a Captain America card. If you just read the text of a lot of those cards, a knowledgeable comic book person would probably guess that it's probably a character of that type.
That's one thing that I like about Versus is most of the time they're really dead on when it comes to how the cards should be.
Yeah, exactly, and they keep getting better. Think about that. Think about the Avengers set. That's been about halfway point of the sets we've got right now, and how flavorful and solid that set was. But looking back, it still was weak. But at the time, it was so good, and it's just evolved better and better and better cards. The MUN previews we've seen right now are so ridiculously good and flavorful, and I mean, R&D really deserves a pat on the back, I think, from the work they're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
So from the perspective of your original question, why Wally? There's a couple of reasons. One, I'm a huge Flash fan, always have been. Second, he's an unloved card. I don't know if anybody's ever played him in anything other than a sealed deck. And third, he feels like the Flash. He's got good attack power, but small defense because he's not super strong, super defensive. And that back ability he has of stunning out of combat is so flashish. It's like before anything happens, I just get your guy, and it might cost me my guy, but bam, he just deserves to be broken. And when they released that new Alan Scott from DCX, I like the bell went off, and one of my favorite decks right now is Alan Scott and Wally West, multiple flash stuns. I have so much fun with that deck. So it's up there. Now I have a feeling that there'll be a card in MUN that will overtake Wally, but for the time being, that's my answer.
Well, that's a very good answer.
Now, if you call me next week, I could probably come up with a new one.
Well, when does the latest one come out? I think it's is it Universes that is the latest one?
Yeah, Marvel Universe will release on the 10th of June. You should be able to have your cards by the 14th. Is the street date that's expected by most stores. So,
all right. Question 4.
Yes.
If you could add one thing to the Versus systems, what would it be?
To the game itself, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, that's another really good question. I would love to have another layer of the game, and what I mean by that is, as much as I love the game competitively, I wish there was another level that allowed it to be played more of a casual format. Thinking of like the Galactus, coming of Galactus box set. That's great, and don't get me wrong, if they did that once a year, I'd be just as happy. But it'd be really cool if the game had some way of I'll call it having more fun from the stock set. So in the last show we did with Billy, I had made the comment, if we had a new card type, and he was right. A new card type would create a new, entirely different, monster for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
What I imagined is something like maybe during hobby leagues or something. Maybe they create a card that it would be an ongoing plot twist that you could cost of 0, but when you flip it, it would have some sort of text like, you may only flip one mission card, and then the mission would be a keyword, and the mission would be, a combination of actions that would either, be a major change to the game. I imagine something like, off the top of my head, what am I going to come up with? Like, a great example of just like in the Billy Zonos interview, I said, what if you could name 2 characters on the board when you flip a card, and those 2 characters can only fight each other until they both leave the board? So you
yes.
It'd give you like the Nemesis sort of thing, like Wolverine versus Sabretooth, Batman versus Joker sort of thing.
Yep.
That would be kind of fun from a casual player's perspective. Or something like. Do you remember the large size Hobby League cards they came out with that like changed the starting rules? They came out during Marvel Team Up.
Were those ones that you needed to print them out or something like that?
Yeah. You could actually win the cards themselves at the event, but you could print them all out and play with any one of them. And it did things like increase your starting endurance but reduce your hand size, or like you didn't have a support row, so you're going to take a ton of breakthrough, but at the same time you could mechanics like that where like maybe you flip something before your initial draw that could affect the entire game, and the intent of the format would be just to have more fun.
Yeah.
That's what I would do right now, because I really like the direction that Versus is going, so much so that I don't think I would change the existing game hardly at all. I would really have to come up with something more like really detailed and boring to really come up with that. I'm really just, a year ago I would have said we need to get more legendary cards in the game, and they've done that. A year ago I would have said version needs to mean more to me. They're doing that now. I mean, they've really like come full circle as far as development. So there you go.
All right. Well, I know I told you before the show, but now has come for a more I would say Cliff-style question, which I am going to borrow from the show. All right, you know what time it is. Gotta answer this one honestly.
All right.
Who would you go gay for?
Wow.
Because I know that Cliff is gonna cheer when he hears this.
Boy, I never had to really think about it. Oh boy. I'd have to say Cliff.
Now you know he's gonna be like, "Oh, come on."
No, I mean, okay. Here would be the thing, like nicest guy in the world, plays Versus, knows all the good places to go. I'm like, well, how could I go wrong? So, rather than put myself on the spot and go across the ocean or just California, I'll say that Cliff would be my introduction to that world.
Okay, fair enough. With that, I would like to congratulate you on your 51st episode.
Yep.
And I hope that you guys have many, many more.
Well, we're going to do our best to keep this game going as best we can.
All right. And that's it for the show, folks. Definitely, if you have some time, check out The Ring is Chosen and the Checkmate Arcade, because they're good as well.
Yeah, they're good guys. And pay attention to more of this guy's posts, because he's doing a heck of a job.
All right, my friend. Take care.
Thanks for having me on.